What's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Diddy, if your name is Meek Mills, if your name is Drake, and if your name is Jay-Z, you are being called out. And baby, it looks like it's one of your billionaire baby daddies, investors, or whatever you want to talk about it. You guys, listen, we got to talk about an interview that happened on The Breakfast Club and how it confirms so many rumors going around by the whole little billionaire thing. This goes to the heart of Drake, what Kendrick was talking about, Jay-Z, how he made his money, Meek Mills, how he making his money now, because baby, when the last time he had a hit album, and also how Diddy has been cast aside. On top of that, I do want to say to everybody watching, listen, side note, I got some really, really good information about Diddy, why it's taking so long. And also, I got the drop on some of the charges that are actually being filed against him. And baby, this goes on. This has nothing to do with Cassie. It has nothing to do with anything. I'm telling y'all, this is legit. I'll do a separate live about that because we won't be on for 3 hours. But when this live is done, I'll probably go live, make a few videos, and then go live another hour. And we're going to have a real heyday because y'all, I do want to say this about Diddy, okay? Think what you want, right? Think what you want. Everybody got their sources. Y'all know this is my channel. I would be running my mouth. However, I was the only person to predict that Diddy would anywhere on the internet, that not only would Diddy be coming out with an apology to try to take the heat off of Cassie, but I literally broke down in a live 24 hours before that apology dropped what he was going to say in the apology, the order he was going to say, and the order and exactly what he was going to ask for. I then gave the exact time, Eastern Standard Time, that the apology was going to drop. And the apology, I believe, dropped 7 minutes after the time I said it was going to drop. All right. I was the first person that said that Diddy was going to be arrested by the 17th. The only thing, May 17th, the only thing that would change that is if the investigation got expanded. I then said, if the investigation, I then in a video 2 weeks after that said, the investigation has gotten expanded. It will be RICO. It will be money laundering. It will be all this other stuff. The investigation has been expanded. So no, he will not be arrested on the 17th. But I was the only person that said, but something big is still going to drop on May 17th. What dropped on May 17th? The evidence that Cassie was telling the truth, that video of her and Diddy. Not only that, 2 weeks after May 17th, TMZ, since y'all never want to believe me, because you don't have to, I'd be running my mouth, then confirmed. Then, because let me tell you on the greatest hit, since some of y'all want to doubt, then confirmed that TMZ, CNN, NBC News, and whoever else of the news outlets, right? Because this is my commentary, confirmed that the investigation had been expanded to include money laundering and RICO. I'm just saying. Now, maybe I'm just a little psychic and I'd be predicting things, but if you did rock with me when I told you these things that the legal people, okay, this ain't no gossip. This ain't what happened at an industry party. This ain't none of that. And I'm not taking anything away from someone that does know industry insider. Y'all know I don't run in the streets. Y'all know I don't hang with devils. Y'all know I'm not a part of the industry. I will say that if you want to hear what the legal streets have been saying and what the legal streets are saying and has been proven to be accurate time and time and time again. Was I not the first person to hit that Christian Combs was also going to go down like his daddy? Is Christian Combs not facing SA charges just like his daddy? I also got some juice on Christian, but I'm going to put that in the video because Christian's Nepo baby mess don't deserve a whole video. But Diddy, I have information. You can believe it or you not. It's just my opinion. But I'm saying, when the streets start talking, I do start listening. Anyway, I just don't hang in the grimy, degenerate part of the streets. Okay, listen. Listen. Here we go. Okay. Also, right? Oh God, who is arguing in the chats? I'm gonna have to make this chat members only. Gosh. Hold on, y'all. let me get into this. We don't want any arguing in the chat. I don't know who is arguing. I'm just saying we don't got time for that. This real stuff to actually talk about. Okay. I am giving you guys the preview for what my next live will be about. And when I say that next live that is going to happen today, probably an hour after this one, is legit. I just had to let y'all know. I guess I'd be guessing, right? I'd be talking, but my talking do always be on. So maybe y'all might want to pay attention to what I'm saying this time. All right. What? Okay. So where are we at? Listen, at the end of the day with the Drake Glazers, I get it. There is a world order that you want to protect. I get it. You, the person that's clowned, you're the person that's corny. Ain't nothing wrong with being corny. I myself is corny. I embrace it. That's part of my charm, right? I've dated corny guys. That's part of their charm. Everybody ain't looking for a thug. That's part of their charm. But I get the problem with the Drake Glazers, right? They are the people that are corny, but they sit there and look at Baby and Lil Wayne and Jay Prince, and they like, yeah. You know, they're the ones that like don't got good relationships with their dad, don't have good relationships to what it means to be a man and stand on your own. Low key, I don't even think they got good examples of what it is to be a woman, because a man can't teach you. A woman can't teach you to be a man, but a woman can teach you to be a strong woman. And these Drake Glazers ain't even acting like strong women, right? So I get it. You are the people that are bullied. You are the people that are clowned. You are the people that want some strength, not so you can stand on your own 2 feet and do so you can mistreat other people and treat people the way you've been treated all your life. I get it. In certain circles, that is called you are a loser, as they say in France. You are a loser, a glazer, as they say in France, all right? But I pity you. I say prayers for you, right? So anyway, what are these rumors that have been exposed to be true? Exactly. Being cornball innocent. I like cornballs. I don't like, no, a thug. No. There ain't nothing wrong with being a cornball. There ain't nothing wrong with being corny. There ain't nobody, just like there ain't nothing wrong with actually being like, if you hood, but you still know how to treat your wife, girl, whatever. To each their own. That is not of itself. But these people that literally stand up for what Diddy, Drake, Meek Mills, and got to put his name on the list, Jay-Z is standing for. You see, here's the problem. We're going to get into the Billionaire exposed them. You probably also saw this interview, but I'm going to take it a little deeper and connect the dots for you, okay? There was a disgusting interview that was done by The Breakfast Club. Now, for the record, y'all know I am not the biggest fan of, I'm not the biggest fan of Charlemagne and the BS to The Breakfast Club be pushing, okay? I think at one point, The Breakfast Club actually spoke for the culture, was on the culture. I think all that was done as soon as Angela Yee left The Breakfast Club. They are nothing but PR people. Charlemagne has transcended The Breakfast Club. He's talking to political leaders. He's doing this, he's doing that. But all under the guise that he is the voice of the people. That's my opinion. He's very good at what he does. But at the end of the day, he is not an advocate to the... Okay, I knew that The Breakfast Club had sold out when Just Hilarious, Just Hilarious, DJ Envy, and Charlemagne the God were advocating for DJ Vlad. Yes, federal informant will put DJ Vlad, who makes money off the culture, but low-key hates the culture. When DJ Vlad literally tried to get a Black university professor fired because everybody was arguing about the Kendrick and Drake beef, DJ Vlad jumped in and was like, because he didn't understand, dummy, this ain't about 808s and drop beats and drum beats. This is a war over the culture. Will we finally stand up and start gatekeeping and recognizing the value of our culture? DJ Vlad didn't understand that. Low-key, Drake ain't understand it either. DJ Vlad did not understand that. He came in, well, actually, I think it was a poorly produced beat. lipstick on my teeth. The whole matter that I brought that up is the fact that it was a conversation by Black people. Culture is to be shared when people are let me just get here. Let me cook, and then you're going to see. Culture to me, at least my culture, is Black culture, right? Got 4 Black grandparents. Go argue with your mama, right? Okay? Blackity black, 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 black. 4 grandparents, right? So at the end of the day, culture is to be shared and enjoyed when the people respect it and know their place. Culture is not for everybody. When you got people that's not even of the culture coming in and being loud about this, and this. Now, why is that a problem? Let me just press it and say, well, it's a problem because of internalized American racism. See, here's the thing. America never wants to take blame, which they should, for what they did to Black people. They've taken blame for what they did to the concentration camp. That we've never gotten an official apology to slavery. The closest thing we got to apology was affirmative action. As African Americans, we fought for everybody to be considered under affirmative action. And then some of the minorities that we fought for were a tool of white supremacy to go in the courts and remove affirmative action. I do want to say that affirmative action ain't nothing but saying I'm not even going to get into this because we keep trying to tell people American Black people know the games that they play. Affirmative action is not a handout. It's saying that if everybody in the room is qualified, you got to have a few people that don't look the same because we know the games that they play. Because if we let them, they will let everybody in the room look the same. And when I say the same, I mean white, cis, hetero male. The white women don't even need a break. They don't even want them in the room. Okay? So that's what affirmative action was. That was supposed to be our apology. It was supposed to be our reparations, a way to give us our reparations without going to their pocket in a way that helped America, because they get the best and brightest of us into their corporations, their businesses, their schools, so that they can brainwash. Anyway, this was a discussion that was had, and every Black person knew the nuance of it. But we're not going to sit there in 150 characters and explain that to every non-Black person that comes in and be like, well, what are you talking about? I thought that beat was good. I thought the beat was good. DJ Vlad ain't no. There have been so many Black entertainers and celebrities that have given this man an invite to the cookout. He thought he could come. Okay. We've seen it before, baby. There's a shucking, jiving, doing the thing, right? Because there's a lot of goofies with a check, right? The sad thing is, there's a lot of goofies that think you need to debase yourself to get a check, where Kendrick really proved you can stay close to where you come from and be proud of where you come from and gatekeep where you come from and still be richer than you ever thought you would. Are you going to be a billionaire? I don't know, but I know times always do change, because 100 years ago, who would have even thought there would be Black millionaires? You know what I'm saying? But he proved, lots of people are proving, there's so many Black billionaires that you don't even know about, but we're talking about the entertainment people, the fake billionaires, right? Anyway, DJ Vlad tried to get this lady fired, a Black professor. And everybody on Twitter rallied around her like, how dare you? You come into our conversation when you tell her this is internal and you have no seat at this table. Imagine me going into a Indigenous American conversation, going into a immigrant Indian conversation. Imagine me going into a white female conversation and not only putting my 2 cents in, but literally trying to, right? Not just putting my cents in, but literally trying to run the conversation, right? Literally trying to run the conversation. And it's crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. For those of y'all always wondering why I'm always taking texts on my live, because it's my effing channel. I can do what the F I want, and I will. I know some of y'all don't understand what it feels like to have mothers and fathers that care about you, to have friends that are friends with you outside of YouTube, but that's what it looks like, all right? Anyway, right? Where was I? It's got me hype. Anyway, right? So they try, and he was trying to get this woman fired for like 3 business days. It's only after Black Twitter and everyone went after him and threw up the shield of Wakanda, talking about, dude, this shall not pass. This cannot be. This cannot be. Like taking it back to American Gods, where Nacy was like, this cannot be, and made like all the people in the slave ship, not the people, but the slave traders die. You got to watch American Gods. Orlando Jones, oh, he gave a performance for you. Go watch that if you're bored. Just watch the episodes he's in, because then they fired him out of racism because he was too a strong Black, but he was good. Anyway, right? So anyway, at the end of the day, we thought it was over. The Breakfast Club, including Jess Hilarious, DJ, what's his name? The fluffy one, DJ Envy, the one that got a federal case. DJ Envy and Jess Hilarious were saying it's all fair and game. She shouldn't have said. They were defending this man that has been anti-Black over and over again. That's why I'm saying, as we move into this new century, where there are more and more and more Black people in positions of power, we need to start remembering what our grandmothers told us: all skin folk ain't kinfolk. They can be allies, they can be whatever, but all skin folk, actually, no, you can't be an ally to yourself. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And now that we have broken past barriers, and there are faces sitting in a room that they never thought they could be, they are going out of the way to make sure those faces, even though they look like us, don't think like us. That is a new way to maintain control. For lack of a better word, they are the ops, okay? So keep this in mind as we go into Diddy, Meek Mills, Drake, and also Jay-Z, because there was an interview on the Breakfast Club that had Michael Rubin. Michael Rubin is a man that now hosts the White Party. Now, when you go to his Instagram page, you know, let's actually hear what he has to say. And then we're going to break it down about how this confirms so many rumors. And it's also going to have you looking at Jay-Z. We already look at Drake different. Jay-Z, we already look at Diddy different, and Meek Mills. Because at the end of the day, and I will just say this, if you know, let's play this thing, and then I'm going to get into this. All right, let's go.
When I see the narrative of a really good friend of mine like Meek, and people trying to, you know, again, if he was gay, which there's not one gay bone in his body, who cares? Number one, let's say if people want to be gay, it is 2024. Who the fuck?
First of all, Michael, because you know what's going on. When you go on a Breakfast Club, right? People think about what they're going to say because they know they're hitting. You're going on the #1 urban station. The #1 urban station. Now, I will say that you can tell by the Breakfast Club the way it's changed. Most of their listeners, or at least half of their listeners, are not Black anymore. It started as something big in the Black community, and as you know, everything in the Black community gets put out. So, but this is still the #1 urban station, and a lot of Black people still listen to it. So we're going to listen to this in entirety. It's only a minute and a half, and then I'm going to go through and tell you how this confirms so many rumors, okay? So we're going to listen to this uninterrupted once, because y'all always like, Tisa, you always talking over. Shut up. Okay, I'm going to play it for you guys, and then I'm going to go back and dissect it. It's just a minute and a half, so turn your volume up and listen.
Me, that it actually, when I see the narrative of a really good friend of mine like Meek, and people trying to, you know, again, if he was gay, which there's not one gay bone in his body, who cares? Number one, let's say if people want to be gay, it is 2024. Who the fuck cares? Okay. Number two, there's not a gay bone in his body. So like, why do people want to lie about that? Why do people want to change a narrative, a bet he made with me to try to hurt him? Like, that is the one thing I've learned about, you know, look, I'm just being blunt because it's me. So one thing I've learned about Black culture that I don't like is that Black hate on hate.
Speak on that more. I heard you say that earlier, and I wanted you to expound on that. You said you don't like to see Black people tearing down other Black people.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like it's horrible. Like why? Like I want to support every. Look, you guys, two of you guys know me pretty well. Anything I can ever help with, I'm always there. I always want to be helpful. I feel lucky and fortunate to do what I do every day. To be as, you know, whatever success I've had, I feel blessed to do that. And I want to give back in every way I can. You know, in business and in charitable things, I'm always trying to be helpful. Like, why does someone want to bring somebody else down? Let's try to build everybody up. Like, you know, I'd be more excited if I'd be more excited to see one of my friends do something that's 99% less meaningful to me, but it would be really meaningful to them because I want them to do great. I want everyone around me to do great. I don't like watching, there's a little bit, and you tell me, you guys correct me if you think I'm wrong. I think there's a little bit of a black culture of like, it's black hate on hate. It's like that black judge that Meek had that hated on him and wanted to go extra hard on him. Okay. It's like, it's what people always say to me. It's like black hate on hate. So I think it's terrible. I think it's something that I think it's culturally wrong. And I'll probably get killed for saying this because,
I'm glad you're saying it openly. If this is the conversations that are being had.
I have it all the time. With
I want to hear this.
Yeah. So I think it's wrong. I think, like, why do you not want to build everyone up around you? Why do you not want everyone around you to do great? The best way for everyone to do great is to put.
It's good vibes, but like when you see stuff on.
Pause, because we got to roll back through this. This is another part we'll dissect, but it's gone long enough. Y'all know I can't go that long without talking because we are about to expose. Now, first of all, this boy. Well, hold on. Let me see these super chats and then we're going to expose and link it up. Gerald Nini, Matt Kinney, thank you so much for becoming a member. Dr. Payne Nesta, hey girl, hey. Olivia Blackstar said, thanks, Teaser, for always sharing the truth. Girl, you got it. Yours said, F all that push and pee. Let me see you Teaser T. People be trying to. Anyway, right? Chantilla Kent said, hey, T said, thank you for being a member for 2 months, Chantilla. Chantilla also said, Cat Williams said it. Also, we got my man, Paul Harrison. Paul, thank you so much. He said an award for the most beautiful podcaster on the webpage goes to Tisa Tells. What up, Tisa? Had to show my sister some love. P.S. Tell your boyfriend don't beat me up. It's all good. Paul, is that your way of asking if I have a boyfriend? I do. And don't worry. We know this is respectful. But Paul, I'm going to tell y'all, and I'm going to tell everybody, I appreciate the super chats, but y'all know I do this because I love to do it and because I'm nosy and because I run my mouth. But thank you, Paul. I appreciate you too. Paul, because you're always so generous to me, I am going to dedicate the next Diddy Live to you. And it's going to be a good one. Trust me on that one. I mean it. I got some receipts on that. Potato Gun Camper said, Michael Rubin is a supporter of the rap coons who give us bad PR. Funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. Lady Lex said, Dwight man, go eat a watercress sandwich or something. See, here's the thing, right? I wasn't the same time y'all was. Like, how dare you? Because at the end of the day, and let's be real, before I connect this, we got to drag this little man. And Funny, did he feel any way about Drake calling Kendrick Pipsqueak? Because Michael Rubin is way, way shorter than Kendrick. I wonder how that felt, right? But I do want to say this, and this is so important, okay? Hold on, I actually took a note on this. At the end of the day, what he said was so racist. I'll just call it, it was racist. It was racist. Because here's the thing. When Kanye, I might have to get some water. When Kanye went in on Michael Rubin's people, the Jays, right? When he went on the Jays, everybody canceled him in a minute because he said that they all do this. Not the lawyers that he maybe had take advantage of. No, he put everybody under. Tell me how a man who is a media mogul that runs and controls and owns Barstool Sports, every single platform he has are people that hate on other people. Michael, who's that name? Michael Porter, whoever it is that is on Bar, he is the biggest hater around. And it makes this man the most money. For you to actually say this about a whole race of people, because you got 10 to 15 black friends that our culture is haters. He said we are crabs in a barrel, and he said we pull each other down. See, here's the thing that makes me mad. And before we get into connecting the dots, because you know I have to rant. This is what I mean about black people. We have to stop neglecting our culture. If you've been overseas, you know how valuable our culture is. You know everything from art to the Paris runways to music to books, to library, how much we control culture. The culture exported. It's not Michael Rubin's culture. It's our culture that's exported. It's our culture that's commodified. Our culture is the one. This guy literally made a living, not a living, but he's trying to make a come up, culture vulturing Diddy's white parties. And if you believe the rumors, he's culture vulturing from the rooter to the tutor. He's making sure it's an authentic white party, if you know what I'm saying. The fact that someone that is such a large platform is sitting here saying that Black people are crabs in a barrel, that we are haters, that we tear down our own, you are the group. A white cis hetero male that lives in America that literally has been proven over and over, go argue with your mom if you don't believe me, to have systematic relationships, racism. Everything from private prisons to public schools to the policing of America is an entire organization run by white cis hetero males, literally dedicated to pulling not just Black people, but everyone that is not a white cis hetero male down to the ground and putting their foot in it. You have the nerve to be talking about crabs in the barrel. You guys are the crabs. You are the barrels. You cannot be serious. That's the first, just from an intellectual level. Ooh, I know you're not talking about anybody hating, trying to pull people down, trying to destroy people, trying to give unfair advantages, trying to make sure that the home team always has the advantage. This is what you do. This is how your people, white cis, have maintained the power structure. Now, is that every white cis hetero male? Of course not. But imagine being part of the group that's oppressing, talking down to. It's racist. And let me tell you the way they gaslight. When we were on Twitter and we were running Twitter, Black Twitter is the reason Twitter became important and famous, right? They told us when all this happened, oh, cancel culture doesn't work. You guys are ridiculous. Why are you trying to cancel? Why were they telling us? Because cancel culture was 100% working. And all these phrases and people that weren't allies. And that's the one thing I can say about my people. We are generous people. We weren't just looking out for ourselves. And we saw racists toward Asians. We was honing on that. We saw racism. Hold on. I got something in my eye. We saw racism toward anybody that wasn't Black. We would hone in and bring them to task. We didn't let it go. What did they tell us? Oh, cancel culture. It's a waste of time. Y'all stupid. Y'all stupid. They paid who they see are leaders. They paid people we trusted of every complexion to tell us, oh, don't you know there's no power? What's the first thing they did when Kanye spoke out of line? Did they not get that man all the way together and get him out of there? Did they not do the exact thing that they were telling our people for the last 5 years was a waste of time and didn't work? Canceling someone because they said incredibly insulting things about their people? Oh, I get it. It's cool when y'all do it, but it's a problem when we do it, right? I get it, right? So anyway, to get back what I was saying, right? This was racist. And get this, Michael Rubin is besties with Drake. And here's the thing I also thought, right? When kids say messed up things, who do you get mad at? Because that's when I started. I sat back and I said, hold on, right? I was drinking my cup of tea and I was just like, And then I was also talking to my mom, right? And I was drinking my cup of tea and I said, hold on. See, when people that don't know start talking trash about you, you don't know. It's like when you start dating someone and their friends got a lot of friction with you and they got a lot to say about what you do and this and that. Now, at first, you're going to get mad at the friends. How dare you? But then if you sit back and think about it, these people don't know me. The only thing they know about me, my attitude, how I do, what I respect, blah, 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 is through you. So if they got strong opinions about me, it's obviously because of what you told them. So you know what I think? What my dad told me. I think, Ninja, you are the problem. And I think rather than going back and forth with your friends, I need to get you the F out of here, because right now you are the problem. Why do I say that? Because Michael Rubin is besties with Drake. I mean, listen, we already knew that. I can't blame Drake for being half Jewish and the Jewish record companies putting him on. Because, baby, if I ran a record company and everybody was the same talent, and I had somebody that was half black, I'd be like, yeah, put them on. Let's do it for the culture. It would make it that much sweeter. Also, you're giving me an experience that is very close to, right? Hold on really quick. Y'all are giving me a very experience that as a black woman, I can identify with more. The tracks you pick, the music you make, all that stuff. As a black woman, I can identify with it more. So, of course, the music sounds better to me. So, of course, I'm going to tell you to go. But see, it goes deeper than Drake. Because when it comes to Diddy, right? When it comes to Drake, when it comes to Meek Mills, and when it comes to Jay-Z, see, Michael Rubin is your best friend. Michael Rubin is your bestie. The only links, if you go to his Instagram, all he got is pictures with his black friends and, of course, his wife, fiance, whatever. That's it, right? So you obviously are a fan of the culture. But see, the only thing people that you actually know in the culture are these black celebrities. The fact that this man who is not black is coming on national radio, he did this on purpose to defend Drake and all his other black friends, and calling black people crabs in a barrel, and another black man, Charlemagne, is saying, no, we'll go on. Tell us, master, count the money now. That's the way they all look. Let me tell you something. Remember how Kendrick say, even somebody that got B's can be a B? Count the master money. Master, I told them, you's a good man. Count the money. I don't care if you ask him for $1, $10, or $1 billion. What price is worth your dignity? It's worth your self-respect. Charlemagne. No, go on. It needs to be said. Count some money, master. Why, Charlemagne? You hoping to get a show on this network? You hoping to get a show? See, here's the thing about that stuff, at least from the outside looking in. Maybe he'll give you a show. Maybe he'll give you this, but guess what? He's still going to treat you like another crab in a barrel. Like my mama always told me, if someone don't like you, and I know my mom always said this when I was little, to make sure that I always picked the right team, and it got drilled in my head. If someone don't like your mama, they don't like you. Because as much as you don't like your mama, you're more like her than you'll ever want to admit. If somebody don't like your daddy, they don't like you. I mean, unless, of course, your parents were psychos or they were not involved or absent. Yeah, I get that. But I'm talking about if y'all just had a normal relationship. If someone don't like your daddy, they don't like you. Because as much as you might not even want to admit it, you more like your daddy than they would care to see. You see what I'm saying? If someone don't like your people, if someone don't respect your people, if someone don't rock with your people and look at your people in such a vile, derogatory way that you somehow got your midget ass dressed, got up, put on your best down with the crew, probably put on your rare vintage Air Force Ones, your $5,000 jeans, everything your black friends told you made you cool, Michael, and get up on a nationally syndicated urban show and sit in front of a predominantly black, well, DJ MV's, is he black or is he Afro? It don't matter. Sit in front of a predominantly, if not all black show and talk down to black people. Don't tell you that you are nothing but their favorite pet. Well, then, baby, this is why we keep finding the next Diddy. Not because Diddy was so stupid. Not because Jay-Z, Drake, Meek Mill, and all of them are so smart. Because you can't tell when you are nothing but a glorified pet. Because if they think that about all black people, baby, they just think you different. And how long before you demand your respect, before they show you a ninja just like the rest of us? Because that's the way they look at us. Imagine. But also they need to answer to their crimes. The only way this man knows black culture is through the people around him. You know, they say, show me the top 5 people you hang around and I'll show you who your friends are. The only people around him are who? Jay-Z, Meek Mills, Diddy. But Diddy learned, and he's learning, baby, you not going to be the favorite pet for too long. You've already been replaced. The only thing is your replacement, Drake. Well, it was Kanye, but Kanye forfeited, right? Because at the end of the day, he won't be controlled. Yeah, I know. There's a lot going on with Kanye. We're going to talk about that. He forfeited for different reasons. They tried to pass it to Drake. But the embassy about to get raided. Now you fumbling that to Jay-Z. But see, here's the thing. Jay-Z been too tight with, we ignored the Harvey Weinstein. We ignored the R. Kelly. We looked the other way with Diddy. Well, by we, I don't know. We looked the other way with Diddy, right? We looked the other way with Meek Mills. And now you got your white bestie, and it makes it different that he's white, because if you are American, baby, yes, slavery, racism, all that is very much in our culture. And at the end of the day, that racism is still systematic. You got him coming on, talking down to us. And please believe this mofo didn't just wake up and put his little size 14 boys jeans on to talk trash. I'm sure he ran this by. I'm sure they hyped him up. Even the way Charlamagne was like, go on, it needs to be said. Really, Charlamagne? We crabs in a barrel? This is another thing I do want to say about this too. It cracks me up how soon people forget. Because at the end of the day, the Black community in America, we are kingmakers. We really are. We really are. It's okay to say we are kingmakers. That doesn't mean other communities don't count. That doesn't mean other communities are not powerful. But we have our own type of power. The Haktu girl, we put her on. Anything in media, in music, in dance, in entertainment, in sports, but definitely entertainment, we are kingmakers. See, here's the thing. I find it funny. Jay-Z, they wouldn't even let your ASS into any good restaurant in New York when the Black community was the one playing your mess and making sure Hot 97, before it got it taken over by iHeartRadio, was rocking yourself. We built your career. We are the reason you have that myth and allure that the white suburban kids ate up. And I ain't no disrespect to any white kid that lives in the suburbs. It's the truth. They didn't know you until we uplifted you to a platform where the people could do. And what did you do? You traded it. And now you got these people that's financing your ventures. And we got you got this person. Here's the thing. I can understand them being like, it's a legal case. I can't speak on it. Give me an excuse for why you can't check your friend for talking grimy. Let any of my friends, let alone coworkers, talk grimy about my family. Oh, you about to find out. Now, y'all know me. I'm not going to drag it down to the gutter. But please believe I am going to publicly address it. You go on that Breakfast Club? Oh, no. About my people? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just not going to fly. That's not going to fly. Your opinion on their temperament? Okay, fine. But you speaking about my people? Because at the end of the day, anybody for brain knows you talking about me. If you talking about my people, you're talking about me. Because at the end of the day, I'm not a different type of Black girl. I am a Black woman. I'm not different. I'm not better. I am a Black woman. So when you speak about Black women, you're talking about me. And I'm not going to let you. Meek Mills, baby, who put you up on this career so Robert Kraft could make you his alleged boy toy? His plus one. Who put you up there so that you could even be considered cool? So this little munchkin could sit there and call everybody else crabs in a barrel. Oh, that's right, we did. Drake, well, we already know that Drake went around cosplaying everybody. He already knew that we was on. Yeah. Diddy, how did Diddy get his kingdom? By commodifying, same thing Jay-Z did, by commodifying, packaging, and selling the Black culture. Jay-Z took one step further, and he was like, listen, in the areas where they don't want it gentrified, let me go. I'll say it's something Black, and then I'll come. right? We talk about what Kendrick said about Diddy. No, I'm sorry, what Kendrick said about Drake. Could that not also be said about Jay-Z? And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jay-Z will come out and talk about this. But it's weird that your closest bestie is saying this mess about Black people. From what you've learned about Black culture, what Black culture are you around except for these elites begging for $1 in a check? I'm being serious. Again, y'all might think I'm being harsh. Let me know in the comments. But again, if your boyfriend's friends got a problem with you and they calling you every cat and dog and you don't even know these mofos, where are they getting their information about you except from the ninja that you sleeping with in bed every night? He's out. Same thing goes for girls. If your girlfriend's friends don't know you and you're not a psycho, cheating, beating, whatever, don't know you, and they talking that all the dirty, where are they getting this except for what your girl is sitting on the phone every night while you asleep, turning on the faucet in the living room so you can't hear, kicking your back out. It's funny to me how we as a community put these people on. And you know how powerful we are as a community? Diddy right now is trying to lead into it. Diddy right now, I believe his PR people, I do believe Carisha's interview, it was a plant. I do believe Carisha's interview was rehab for Diddy. I could be wrong. Listen, Santana and Carisha did an amazing job on that interview. Carisha got that star it power. But nevertheless, I do believe that it was a PR thing. Diddy trying to get back to the Black community heart. When did they finally get Kanye to F out of here? All the crazy mess Kanye said for a decade. When did they finally get him to F out of here? When the Black community abandoned him. Diddy is trying to get back to the Black community. Jonathan Majors, why? If they tell us a thing about Black love, we are strong, we are powerful, we will protect. But not only that, the culture follows what we think. That's not to put down any other culture. That is just the truth. And other cultures are powerful in other ways. But who is the bright star? Who is controlling the entertainment? That's us. And ain't nothing wrong with saying that. Again, people like Michael Rubin will have you believe that we don't have any culture. If you accept Caribbean culture, if you accept Jamaican culture, if you accept all that culture, then you have to accept that Black Americans, we have also built our own culture. We got our own language, right? As much as they like the clown ebonics, we got our own language. We got our own food. We got our own style. We got our own look, even our features. We got our own thing. We have our own thing. If you can accept Afro-Latino culture, you can accept that. We were all slave stop away. It all developed around the same time. So what in the world are people talking about saying Black Americans have no culture? We are officially a new race. How long did Filipinos exist? How long did people exist? How long did how long did Southeast Asian exist? How long did Afro-Latinos exist? Like, y'all can't be serious. Like, what is this? We got to go back to the birth of time? And if we go back to the birth of time, okay, well, we were still here first. Anyway, the whole point of the matter is this boy. Now, let's dissect what he's saying, because we actually have to. And here's the last thing I'll say before we get back into this, right? Because I woke up hot. I was by the pool and came in to talk trash. Y'all know I was hot. Explain to me how, what is it, right? What is it? All these Black celebrities shucking and jiving and licking the boots of billionaires. Can I blame them? No. But here's the thing. You don't get to say that you speak for the culture when you allow other people to speak negatively about your culture. There's something sick. Do they even realize that people don't respect people that hate their own? Do you understand that? Mom, I don't even want to say it because love you, mommy and daddy. But in an alternate universe, my mom can be an right? People don't respect people. That's a bad analogy because parents can be horrible. That's a bad analogy, right? But at the end of the day, people do not respect people that don't love themselves. And the way you don't love yourself is not to roll out for your set. You don't got to be like, woo, 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 marching through the street singing, lift every voice and sing. But when somebody says something derogatory about your race with their whole chest, now we can't be friends anymore because you just told me you don't respect me. And I know that no matter how much you be like, right, Tisa? If I sit there, my goofy ass be like, oh, you're right. Oh, we are crops in a battle. The other day, these girls were hating on me because this and that. And they going to be like, yeah, Tisa, we hear you. But they going to look at me as a goofy mess too. They're going to be like, okay, so fine, she can be a useful tool, but I will never trust you. I will never respect you. And I don't look at you as having any dignity because at the end of the day, who speaks bad about their whole people? Not a few people, but all your people? That don't even make sense. I like me speaking bad about other races. I would never in my life, no matter how much my girls from India will talk about the things their men do, right? Because I realize, you know, as Black women, of course, we can talk about dating Black men. But if you go to other races, white women, Indian women, Latino, they will tell you their men, it's the man. It's not the race, it's the man. There are pieces of ish everywhere, okay? But it will be like all the things my Indian girlfriends told me about the men in India, the way they're this. I'm not even going to say it because it's not my place. Imagine, it's like, okay. But imagine me going on a national platform and then talking about all the issues with Indian men, all the issues with it. See, this was wrong with Latino men. Could you imagine me having the stupidity of coupled with the unbridled arrogance to say that? And what's the first thing they would say? Oh, I'm sure the Indian, Latino men, whatever, after they got done getting me together, because who are you to talk about whatever? You're not Indian. You don't know the culture. You are an observer. Shut up and stay in your place. I'm sure they would go after my friends that put that dumb shit in my head. Because at the end of the day, where else am I getting this from? Anyway, right? We need to start holding them accountable. Let's start making these connections really quick, right? But again, I blame and I'm looking at you too, Drewski. Everybody that was at the white party, so happy, mama made it. I'm next to money. I expect them to be held accountable too, because it's what you do to your friends, right? When they speak too much, you put them in check, don't you? Is that considered rude? Are you too scared to do that? To actually be like, yeah, you need to go out there, Michael, and correct this. That is disrespectful to me, to my mom, to my sisters, to my brothers, uncles, cousins, everybody that looks like me. To the ninja pumping my gas, to the ninja that might be my supervisor, to the ninja that might be my housekeeper. It don't matter. It's disrespectful to all of us. How disgusting. There are people that aren't even Black listening to the Breakfast Club. And because the Black person said, go on, this needs to be addressed, they're going to be the same persons at your company meeting saying, well, I've heard your people have a problem with being crabs in the barrel. Do you not, Chiniqua? Hakeem? Is this not true? Is this why you're in HR? And you're going to be sitting there and being like, I blame every Black celebrity and every Black person that let Michael Rubin think he could even say something like this publicly. And if he felt this comfortable saying this on the Breakfast Club, I can imagine what these people that look like us, his Black friends, say about Black people and culture behind the scenes. I'm looking at Jay-Z sideways big time because he is super, super good friends with him. Listen, let's get into this. Okay, so let's go into this thing and make the dots, okay? Let's go. Let's go.
Narrative of a really good friend of mine like Meek, and people trying to, you know, again, if he was gay, which there's not one gay bone in his body, who cares? Number one, let's say if people want to be gay, it is 2024. Who the fuck cares?
Okay, first of all, Michael, don't turn this into that whole thing about Black people are so homophobic. Nobody was tripping with Diddy. I mean, maybe some people were, but who cares? But let's not act like white cis hetero males aren't the most homophobic group, not individuals, but group on this earth. Are they not the ones that make all the laws? Are they not the majority of the lawmakers? Are they not the ones even right now fighting to pull down same-sex marriage? Are they not the white ones trying to take away any trans rights? Are they not the ones trying to take away any women's rights? Are they not the ones all over the MFing world that are the reason that people that are trans, gay, and even women are abused and murked every year? Are they not? So now you want to make it seem like Black people are like we're homophobic and, oh, what's the big deal? Are you serious? Are you serious? And if you were, should I take it there? You know what? And if you really want to take it there, and if you are a student of history, I'm not saying this is the only reason, but one of the reasons why the Black community historically has been homophobic is because what happened in slavery and the way a lot of slave masters raped the men, either because they were in the closet, either because they looked at all Black people as their schmeck slaves, either because they did it as a way to take the strongest male and completely and rape him in front of his family, brutally in front of his families, and then beat him down. So because they did that as a way to break us mentally, because they were effing sociopaths, because they were actually sociopaths and they did that, it became, why would you willingly do this? So this is like, it's so much. And again, I get it. Religion, which they shoved down our throats during slavery to let us know, don't burn the master's house down. Your kingdom is in heaven. Let master rape everybody and sell your children like cattle and beat pregnant women until they die. Let them do that because your reward's in heaven. Okay? Let's also not act like the Christianity wasn't pushed down our throats too as a ways to control. Now, whether or not it's good, and we're not arguing about that. We're arguing about why it was introduced to us. It wasn't introduced to us to help us. It was introduced to stop slave revolts. So if you really want to go to the roots of homophobia, if you really want to go there, but I don't think Michael Rubin does, because he's just being goofy, saying what all his, in my opinion, sellout friends are saying, right? Listen, anyway, but let's get back into positive times. Anyway, why nobody clowned Meek for being like a man? Like, I didn't care. My issue was Meek Mills was crashing out on Twitter because a rumor about him and Diddy getting man love was going crazy. So, and I was laughing at the way he was crashing out on Twitter. Okay, I find it odd that Meek can crash out on Twitter telling us he loved red lights and all this stuff. But you got your white billionaire Bessie talking grimy about everybody you know, and you sitting there silent. Probably because you're happy that he finally said it. Now, also, the reason we were clowning Meek is because this was going around, right? This is the reason we were clowning Meek. Now, I do want to say that in this, you are going to see a Black man being emasculated willingly for some money. He wouldn't be doing this to those ninjas sitting on a doorstep in North Philly. But for his master, he's happy to be like, that's a because at the end of the day, men can be groupies too. And they talk about women doing anything for a dollar. Baby, you haven't seen somebody that will lay on their back and be used and abused like a man that wants some money from another man. It's just no comparison. This is the video why everybody decided, and this is the man speaking down to Black people. This is the video where everybody was looking at Meek Mills. The voice you hear in the background is Michael Rubin, the same man from the Breakfast Club, okay? The person you see is once esteemed North Philly artist, or was he North Philly? It don't matter. Philly artist Meek Mills being willingly emasculated because he's willing to do anything for a dollar. I believe this is before he became Robert Kraft's +1 permanently. I do want to say that Tiffany Haddish, Meek Mills, all them hang out together. I think we should look at a litmus test to be like, who's really mixy in Hollywood and who's not? Because the mixy people, if you're going to be that mixy, you need to start explaining things. But this is what we were mad about. Hold on, y'all.
Why are you doing bunny hops, Meek? Because you got your ass beat in tennis. You got your ass beat. Keep going. Count out loud. Count out loud.
Count out loud, boy.
Huh?
6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 41, 42.
Keep going. Keep going.
7, 8, 9, 1, 2.
Keep going. Keep going. Don't cheat on your bunny hops. They suck. Your bunny hops suck.
Meek Mill
Yeah, that's a humiliation ritual for your ass. All right. That's a humiliation for ritual for your ASS. Now, some people are saying that Meek Mill did not know he was on Instagram Live. He just thought that he was being taped for a funny ha ha ha. And this is what Meek Mill does to be around those billionaires. He turns into a court jester. Now, I know what some of y'all be saying. I do the same thing too. Okay, that's you. But as for me, I'm going to turn up. I'm not doing that mess. Again, I know some people may be coming at, and again, I don't know anybody's financial situation. Baby, if you guys cannot tell by now, I am well loved and well fed, a little bit too well fed. Mama, it's getting to the end of the summer. I can stand to miss a meal, right? I can miss a meal or two and be cool, right? And it would be good for me. But my whole point is, I get it. Sometimes people, my dad always said, morality is the luxury of the well-fed, right? If my family was starving, would I sell my body? I don't know. If my family was starving, would I go and steal? I don't know. If my family was starving, would I go and murk someone and take their food and bring it to my parents' table and they're starving? Honestly, I don't know. Because at the end of the day, thank God I've never been in that situation where I have to put aside who I know who I am as a person in order to get things for my family to survive. And I would never judge someone for doing it. I don't. That's why when I hear people doing crazy things, I'm like, what's their situation? Because to a certain point, morality is a luxury of the well-fed. I'm being serious. Not like, oh, listen. No, I mean, like, if you know that your bloodline is about to, if you know that your child is about to pass away and she don't get some food or he don't get some food, would you be sitting there and be like, no, I can't do that? Or would you be putting on the shiesty mask, being like, we ride at dawn. Let's go. I heard they just went to Costco's. They got in Sam's Club. They got those crab legs. We eating good tonight. Let's go. Seriously. But see, here's why I don't hold any sympathy for people that are well fed. Because at a certain limit, when all your needs are met greatly, what excuse do you have then for selling your soul? What excuse do you have for debasing yourself and your people? What excuse? That's when it turns to greed. That's when you're selling yourself for greed. And that's when it gets really ugly and really just ugh. Anyway, listen to this. To Meek Mill's weak excuse too.
Continues to explain why he was bunny hopping for Michael Rubin. So Meek's been trying to explain his way out of this bunny hop situation, right? Now he's trying to bring everybody else into it, right? He's like, do your history check. Me and NBA players and most rappers I know was playing this game and we all was posting it. But the plan was to actually make it billionaire bunny hop.
So Meek, the notorious liar, when this came out, and this one made me think that he didn't know that Michael Rubin was playing him and live streaming his humiliation, right? Lord knows what that man got him doing in private. He said, Meek Mills literally said, do a history check. Meek, here's the thing with Meek Mills. We all love dreaming nightmares. And Meek Mills is very amusing. But Meek, don't tell anyone to read a book, do a history check or anything. Meek, you are not the one to clown people with an intellectual read. It's just, He said, do a history check. Me, NBA players, and most rappers I know was playing this game and we all was posting it. Meek, I live on planet Earth. I don't follow every rapper, entertainer, ball player. I don't. But baby, I follow enough and we follow the Shade Room. Where's this bunny hop challenge you feel? Because TikTok went on a search and a nan person posts nan things about no bunny hop. Boy, just say it was a human. Like, I don't even, listen, I know I sound crazy saying humiliation ritual. And I know there'd be a lot of like crazy people turning everything. Oh, it's a humiliation ritual. No, Meek, I don't know if humiliation rituals exist. I know that I think I just saw one. Here's the thing. I don't know if that was a humiliation ritual. I'm just saying that if I found out it was, I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, they said we were playing this game. We were going to post it. The plan was to actually make a billionaire bunny hop challenge. So all these phantom people were posted, them being talked to like dirt, like a grown man, and effing hop. Like, did you hear that? I thought I was going to hear the whip in the background. Like, oh my God. I felt like singing, "We shall overcome." I felt like singing "We shall overcome" while I was like writing a petition or Meek. So they was all doing it. We just didn't see it. And now there's a billionaire bunny hop challenge. Why would there be a billionaire bunny hop challenge? Do we all know billionaires? And why would we be bunny hopping? What's the whole point of the challenge? To see who can look like they a paid S worker? The best? Please. Anyway, the media used that as a focal point. Did everybody forget, or is it because it's a white man? And that's when I said, oh, hold on, listen to what else this man got to say. This is E-Man the Future.
But I lost and went on to woo, woo, woo. Hey, Meek, look, man, it wasn't a good look. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to bring everybody else into the mix because there's no video of anybody else you're talking about bunny hopping. So you're the only one that lost. You out of everybody that was playing, you the only one that lost. You're the only one out here bunny hopping, but you want to bring everybody into the mix. It's still not a good look, Meek. You might as well just leave it alone and go on about your business. You're not going to be able to explain your way out of why you was bunny hopping for a billionaire.
Now listen, let me just say this, right? Okay, Meek. But my whole point is, see, let me tell y'all something, right? This is why I respect any Black person that makes it in a system that was set up to hold us back, be it corporate, be it legal, be it entertainment, be it parenthood, actually, right? Because at the end of the day, see, remember when Kendrick said there's a lot of goofies with the track and everybody thought they was talking about like Drake and academics and all this other stuff? Maybe, right? But my point of the matter is when we say there's a lot of goofies in the trap, see, when you think about it, and I know y'all gonna be like, get off of your soapbox, but blame my mama for this. Blame her for this. She used to sit us down every Friday, right? And make us have school about our culture every Friday and every Sunday. We had to be reading. She taught us about the Nation of Islam, Moorish Americans. Like, babe, it goes deep, right? At the end of the way, capitalism is also a key to control. See, here's the thing. We've been taught to idolize anybody that got money. When at the end of the day, most of the time when you got money, I'm not talking about you worked and you became like a millionaire and you got a little small business. That's great. People can do that legitimately. It's weird to me the way people call people plants, but the industry plants don't have a following. How are you a plant and you got less than a few million subscribers on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok? That's not the meaning of a plant. A plant is someone that got 20 million viewers. Like, if the industry want Drake, industry plant, right? You can look at Drake. The industry picked him and said, go. The most streams. And I'm not saying that he don't got talent, but that's what, if you were to believe he was an industry plant, that's what an industry plant do. They really put money and time behind it, and they get you the streams, they get you the numbers, they get you the viewers. But let me just get into my rant, right? Capitalism is a way to control. It's a way to control. It's a way to control. And because we believe that if someone is a billionaire, one, people want that money, but two, we somehow think that makes them what? A better person. I know we are a Puritan society, and Puritan society, the more you work, the more you have, the closer you are to God. The less you have, the further away. Because if you have more, that means you're a hard worker. And if you have less, that means that you're lazy. So that's why idle hands are the work of the devil. It goes deep into our American culture, why we value capitalism and what the school system teaches us to value. Again, the reason why our culture is so cruel to homeless, so cruel to people that are special needs, so cruel to disabled people, so cruel to poor people, so cruel to everyone that cannot show their value of a check account, is because we've been brainwashed to believe the more you have, the closer to God you are. And if you work hard, God will bless you. So if God hasn't blessed you with money, then you must be a horrible person. And if God doesn't care about you, why should I? At the root of capitalism in America, that is what people believe. That is what we've been indoctrinated. The school is to, well, whatever. Anyway, so we look at billionaires and we think the more money people have, the better person, the more worthy of respect it is. When at the end of the day, when you get into billionaire status, and I'm not saying all billionaires because I don't know all billionaires, right? But for the most part, when you get into billionaire status, you got that off of being ruthless. You were more ruthless than everybody else. You were more cutthroat than anybody else. And you didn't give an F. And your self-esteem came through your money, power, and controlling other people. Okay. Some people can maybe use that for good. I have not seen it yet. I haven't seen billionaires band together and give more than a couple million here and there. Will be like me and you giving not even a penny, giving a 0.0000001% penny every now and then, every single leap year to a few of the poor so I can get a tax write-off. Okay. The reason why, but getting back into Meek Mills and his goofy self. All right. Meek, I believe, by saying, is it because it's a white man? There's a lot of people that make money off of making horrible people feel better about themselves. There's a lot, and I'll just say this for the people that know. If you've never been in these rooms or situations, please just withhold your comments until you find people. And I'm not dragging, I'm being serious, right? You know, because I've seen it before. When you get into rooms with serious money, I mean generational wealth. I don't mean, oh, you worth 5 million, because you can spend that in 3 to 5 years. Actually, truth be told, in America, you can spend that in under 1 year. That's great money, but that's not wealth. That's just, oh, you got a little bit, you got reserves, but you can blow through that in 6 months in America. You can buy a house and blow through that. When you get into rooms with serious money, generational money, billionaire money, okay, there's a few things that happen. And I'm not saying for all, but when you get into billionaire rooms and they're not used to seeing Black people, the only thing they know about Black people are what they see from TV, Love and Hip Hop, and what the media says. And we all know that the media can be very, very racist, not just toward Black people, toward a lot of people. There are people that curry favor with these people by debasing themselves. And I'm not even talking about in a schmexable way. I mean people that will go there and be like, my mama was a crackhead. I ain't never known love. You know, being on the ill streets, boom, boom, boom. They're basically telling the story of Kendrick Lamar's Mad City, but without any love, dignity, or self-respect. They're telling it from, I was raised from the streets. Thank you for saving me, Mr. Billionaire. Right? And they'll keep people like that will act the fool, do this, do that, being out of court, get gun charges, selling coke, all this other stuff. Why? Because those to them are authentic Black people. They're not trying to be uppity Black people that have dignity and respect. There are those same people that will be like, he's not really Black, because there's a guy that went to school, stayed out of trouble, right? Works his 9 to 5 and minds his business. There's somebody that speaks with proper English, or maybe they don't. Maybe they speak Ebonics. It's all the same thing. Maybe we got our own language and we have the predominant language of the US. They literally curry favor by leaning in to this basically poverty porn struggle story that these people want to hear so they can curry favor, because at the end of the day, they are fine to lay at those feet and be pets. And like any good pet, like any good dog, is man's best friend. But one of the reasons they're man's best friend is because they are the attack dogs for the master. And when needed to, for that check, they will turn into attack dogs too. And before you know it, master don't even gotta go to the fields and yell at all the slaves. They have the overseer do it, right? Because the overseer is happy that when master is done eating his food, he goes to the back house and master throws him his half-eaten ribs and corn with 3 bites out of it onto a plate. Yeah, you go enjoy this with you and your family. And they take it back to their friends and they think they eating good. They eating good, right? And they're willing to do it. I guess maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I know for Meek Mills to say, is it because of this white man? Meek, if it was any man, black, yellow, Puerto Rican, and Haitian, we would have been looking at you sideways too. It would have been if you were a girl, I would be calling literally, not like, yo, there's something wrong. I think she's being trafficked. Like there's something wrong. I think she's in an abusive relationship. But see, here's the thing. Meek didn't write that last part for us. He wrote it for his billionaire friend, to make his billionaire friend feel better, but also make his billionaire friend feed into the narrative of the world that he wants him to believe. Black people don't like white people being friends with black people, and we're this and they're that, and we're crabs in a barrel. That's what Meek was getting at. And the thing is with Meek Mills, we can see why Meek's doing this. Because where's Meek's record career at? Where's Meek's anything? Meek realized that he had to become a lapdog for the rich and powerful. All right, Meek, do what you want, but I would assume you could have at least had some dignity. But then I do know that in some rooms, they don't want to keep the guy around. That when somebody says something racist, they're like, what you mean by that? They don't want to keep the black person around. It's just like, what are you talking about? We're all crabs in a barrel. What are you talking about? They're not talking about, oh, we're trying to hold up. Even the way he said, it's like the black judge. Where did he get this from, except for Meek? It's like the black judge that sentenced him. The black judge was hitting on him. Sir, watch your MF mouth. You are a nepo baby. How dare you speak on a black man that defied the odds? Defied the odds. Well, what America has set out to him, to rise up to be a judge. And all because of Meek Mill's goofy ass for the above time, violated probation. Now you coming for a black judge. Watch your MF mouth, nepo baby. Know your place, beloved. That money can buy you a lot. But I don't need your money. My refrigerator going to stay filled. I'm going to keep dressing the way I'm going to keep living my life. I don't need your money. My mama taught me better than that. My dignity is better than that. So when you take these back, whatever, and you're just like, okay, so what is it? Do you not represent the culture? And if you don't, why do we have to rally around you? Because if you don't represent us, why are we going to rally around you? So you can literally use that for your next business still. Like Jay-Z actually does. Look what he tried to do in Philly schools. Take an agenda that would have gutted Philadelphia schools, all for the fact of a few chosen few being able to go to private school, because everybody can't go, and it would have gutted. And that was the whole point of the legislation that wanted to gut Philadelphia urban schools and move it out of Philly. Don't believe me? Go listen to the teachers and the unions that actually outlined what the plan was. He announced it as, guess what? Rock Nation is giving millions in scholarships. And everybody's like, that read the legislation was like, it's not Rock Nation. These are tax dollar funds that you are moving. Same thing he did with the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, right? Remember how the Barclays Center, because let me tell you, those Caribbean roots in Brooklyn, they was like, that's why I love Brooklyn. That's why I love Brooklyn. Those Caribbeans, they be like, no, you ain't taking my home. You're not, and I'm not selling out. And you're not doing this stuff. See, Caribbeans actually learn from what we've gone through as Black people in America. And they're just like, no, we saw what you did in Tulsa. We saw what no, you ain't doing that over here. They learn, they pay attention. At least they're not so arrogant to believe that, oh, Black people are just lazy. No, they learned and paid attention and said, oh, we see the way these devils work. So it's very hard for them to gentrify Brooklyn. They're trying because the Caribbeans own their houses and they saw what happened. They're like, we're not selling. So when it came down for the Barclays Center, they don't want to sell in Brooklyn at all. Jay-Z, because they wanted the place to be predominantly Black owned and Black owned businesses. For those of y'all just like, oh, that's racist. Stop it. Stop it. We have the right in our communities to own our properties and own our businesses. And if you have a problem with that and you take it some type of way, ask yourself why you take it a certain type of way. That in our communities, we don't have the right to say, wait, hold on. Other business, all right, we can say other businesses can come in. Yeah, sure. But we have the right to have the majority of our businesses in our communities. We have the right. We have the right, just like every other community does. I would never be so arrogant to go into an Asian neighborhood and demand all these businesses should be Black. Again, and don't get it twisted. In Brooklyn, we were letting other businesses come in. But, and when I say me, okay, fine, I'm not Caribbean, but you get my point. But they were letting other businesses come in. But they said, no, you have to actually do this, right? Oh, also, you guys, really quick, do you guys mind hitting subscribe button? Listen, I've been trying to grow. I am trying to grow. The more you guys subscribe, if you like, if you do everything, if you like this, I'm always going off on a rant, but I do funny stuff too. If you guys like my flow, okay, it's organized chaos, all right? Everybody can watch CNN for something boring. Baby, this is organized chaos. If you agree with that, if you like it, can you guys please subscribe and just help the channel grow? I would very much appreciate it. Or if that's too much of a commitment, right? Please share, like, just do whatever you can to support. I mean, I'm going to be doing this regardless, but I think it would be, it'd be nice. Okay. So anyway, getting back to this. Okay. Okay. So anyway, they have the right to do that. Jay-Z came in and said, listen, I know y'all big on Black. And at that time, the wolves were descending on Brooklyn, especially around the Barclays Center. Everybody, there were a bunch of corporate investors there, and they were like, and they wanted to tear the community apart and take away what made Brooklyn special, because everybody's like, oh, let's develop this. So they tried to they tried to do this. The community held strong and said, no, we're fine to have other people come in and start their businesses. However, not at the sake of the total community, right? Jay-Z came in and said, yo, I'm building the Barclays Center. People said, what? They went on that it's going to be amazing. The best thing that it said. We were like, what? Right? All over the world. What? Oh my God, this is huge. Jay-Z went there, talked to everybody, talked to the community, got them comfortable. Everybody in that community was so proud that Jay-Z was bringing the Barclays Center. On top of that, he was part owner of the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, that's what we're talking about. This is what we are talking about. Black excellence. Yes, come in. Bring that Barclays Center. Do this, do that. Yes, this is what we're talking about. You are the prodigal son. You have returned. Look at what you did. And now it turned out, look what he did. Jay-Z used his name and he used his, well, I don't even want to say connections to the Black community. He obviously is Black, but he used his love and admiration from the community that built him up to bring in foreign investors. And when I say foreign, corporate investors, Russia, like big money, bring in not non-Black people and corporations, more importantly, to come into Barclay to do all this stuff when they thought it was going to be a renaissance and turn Brooklyn into the next Harlem, when Harlem was in this renaissance. And for those of y'all that don't believe that Black people deserve their epicenters of culture, I don't know what to tell you, because we do. Every culture does. So they thought it was going to be a rekindling of Brooklyn and making it into, like, you know, a new Harlem, a new epicenter of the culture, because New York is one of the big things. Yeah, come to find out, Jay-Z own less than 0.000000001% of the Barclays Center. They actually, 3 years after the deal, kicked him out of the deal and bought him out. I believe Jay-Z only got, he didn't even get $500,000. That's how low his percentage was. He didn't even get $500,000 from that deal. They used Jay-Z. They used his, and Jay-Z let them on purpose use his cultural currency, let them, and from that, the gentrification of downtown Brooklyn started. The gentrification of downtown Brooklyn started. And if somebody doesn't know what gentrification is not just other races moving into your neighborhood. It's when they move into your neighborhood, kick you out. And the ones they can't kick out, they call the police on all the time because why are your kids so loud? Why are you playing music so much? Why are there block parties? That's what happened. Again, maybe if you listen to Jay-Z tell it, he has a different version of the story, but the facts speak for themselves. I guess it's who do you choose to believe and how are you going to look at things, right? Again, that's, wait. Who's this? Let me kick this person out. Again, somebody who's making an ignorant remark on black crime. Again, that's one thing I will say about self-hating black people and racists. They'll never actually read. Do you know that the figures of black on black crime and white on white crime are literally maybe 1 or 2 points off? Newsflash. People rob people they live around. People murk people they live around. People lie to people they live around. People make single mothers around the people they live around. People steal from people they live around. Look at the stats on white crime and black on black crime. They are literally a percentage point away. That's it. I know some people have never lived around white people. Why do people that don't, and it's always black people, and I say this with love, that have never lived around white people. And listen, when you live around other races, you know one thing. Don't believe anything you see on TV. There are good white people. There are bad white people. There are good black people. There are bad black people. There are good Latino people. There are bad Latino people. There are Latino people that will steal your man or woman. There are white people that steal your man. Anything that you're like, yeah, but black people, that just shows me you haven't gotten out your own community. Because you will find those same degenerates in every single race. If you can't trust anybody, look at Kanye. And look at Kanye. He literally was like, oh, my cousin tried to blackmail me. And that's why I'm messing. And that's when he cut himself off in Chicago. And now you got a white nationalist chief of staff that ran game on you. And half the people you around fleeced your pockets and ran your pockets. What you got to say? What do you got to say? Is it now? And then you said, oh, well, it's all Jewish people. Okay. And now you surrounded yourself with white nationalists and they still run a game on you. So what is it? What is it? Again, it's not the person. It's not the race. It's the character. But for people to say ignorant stuff as if somehow black people are more inherently, culturally, or morally bankrupt, man, we can't. We're not going to do that. Let's get back into this idiot. Hold on. I did my rant. Let's get back into this idiot. Where are we at?
There's not a gay bone in his body. So, like, why do people want to lie about that? Why do people want to change a narrative, a bet he made with me to try to hurt him? Like,
first of all, that was a narrative that was put out on Twitter and the Shade Room and Neighborhood Talk. And no shade to Shade Room or Neighborhood Talk because they built a great platform. How the people in the Neighborhood Talk, Twitter, and the Shade Room that have black Abbeys or black names are in fact not black people at all.
That is the one thing I've learned about, and look, I'm just being blunt because it's me. It's the one thing I've learned about black culture that I don't like is that black hate on hate.
Really, Whitey? What have you learned about black culture that you don't like? One of the things I've learned about black culture from my 15 black friends, how effing dare you and how dare anybody have uncomfortable enough? Literally. And if I was sitting on a panel talking to Indian Americans, I would expect the Indian Americans to be like, really, Blackie? Tell us more. Expect them to be dragging me because how dare I speak derogatorily about someone's derogatorily, okay, that's not a word. How dare I speak in a derogatory manner about a culture that I am an observer, I am a guest. That is like you inviting somebody to the cookout and they come in and start talking trash about how dirty your mom's house is and how she can't cook and why is this music so loud, and you just looking like you don't even go here, right? But let's keep going.
Speak on that more. I heard you say that earlier, and I wanted you to expound on that. You said you don't like to see black people tearing down other black people.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Okay.
Like it's horrible. Like,
And Charlemagne, speak on it. You don't like to hear black people speak on it. And I get it. The coons, right? Are the CCCs are mad because when you go out there and you tell them, because that's what they hired Charlemagne for. That's what they hired Jay-Z for. That's what they hire all of them for. And I'm not saying that just because you're hired doesn't mean you can't do it with integrity, because there's a lot of people in corporate America that do it. They out there fighting the fight. They feel proud, but they were savvy enough and cunning enough that they could still rise to the ranks while holding on to what they believe about themselves. It's common. But I find in entertainment right now, and in this iteration of entertainment, Charlemagne, you mad. You mad because you were hired, because you were promised to be the voice of black people. And you were hired to help control the narrative. So when there's an election and black people are like, we stupid, we don't know who to vote for. Who will we vote for? Charlemagne can be like, hey, let me tell you who to vote for, and run some game and talk credibly. And we're supposed to be like, okay, again, racism, because we're a monolith, right? But instead, what ends up happening? Also, you guys, please subscribe. There's 3250. My dyslexia just kicked my butt. There's 3259 people in the chat. Can some of y'all sub and hit the like button? I would greatly appreciate it. Okay. And also don't forget my Diddy expose. It's not going to be my ranting. But I have some really good information on Diddy. And I promise you, just like the Cassie video, just like his apology and everything else that I have been spot on about, you're not going to hear this with anybody else. I'm just saying. And it's specifically dealing with the case and a new charge that is coming against them. I got the tea. I got the juice. And I'm telling y'all. Anyway, these people are bought in to control the black narrative. So when we, the black people, say, Charlemagne, what are you talking about? Huh? Meek, what are you talking about? It's like those people that's just like, yeah, y'all man, when y'all see a black man with a white woman or vice versa, we don't care. Love who you love. We don't care. Like, love who you love. Who told you there's this giant race war going on? We are literally against racists and assholes. If you are not a racist or an asshole, we have no problem. We are the most accepting people. Okay, cool. But when they can't control, and part of the reason why Charlemagne's little act and his shows and stuff got cut is because they hired him to do a job and he could not deliver. So now he sees that every black person that spoke out at him is a crab in a barrel and just didn't want to see him be great. Right? Maybe the audience you're speaking to doesn't really watch you because whites are the majority in the US. And if they were feeling what you were saying, then your show wouldn't have been canceled. And maybe those same people that watch you are looking to the culture to see how we feel about things. And if we say, ew, then they'll say, ew, because people respect people that write out for their own culture, and people don't respect people that speak down to their culture. And if they act like they do, they are only using you as a tool. And once you're no longer useful, they're going to push you out. Anyway, really quick, Ann Evans said, just want to say hi to you and all the tattletales, Paul for president. Oh my God, B, stop that. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Everybody say thank you to be the best mod in the world. The homegirl Hilla said, teach, Tisa. You can thank my mom and dad and that Friday school and Sunday school. Stu Peter said, Meek a fan, but he smoked Draco and want to know. He did. Listen, Meek is talented. It's unfortunate that he went to being a pet, but that's his business. Go be a pet if you want to. I support everything, but you're not going to sit there and talk bad on your own race and think we're going to let it slide. Keep your master in check. Seriously. Brown B said Meek just needs to come out the closet and be done with it. I don't even think it's the fact that he might be in the closet. He says he's straight. I don't care. It's the fact that he will sell anything, even his culture, for $1. That's my issue with him. Trumpet Cry said Christianity was stolen from Africa, angelized, disguised, and then used to our own history to subjugate our people. Okay, you were right. I was going to get into that, but I left it alone because, we talk about religion and a lot of people aren't. First documented Christian was in Ethiopia. That is true. Before colonizers came, we are the people of the book. That is true. Thank you, Trumpet Cry. Thelma Jordan, thank you so much for the super sticker. And also Devin Goldstein, thank you, Preacher Tisa. I love you. Gorgeous as always. Oh, thank you. And also Epi Girl 69 Land, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. All right. So anyway, right?
I want to support look, you guys know me pretty well. Mm-hmm. Anything I can ever help with, I'm always there. Mm-hmm. I always want to be helpful. I feel lucky and fortunate to do what I do every day, to be as, whatever success I've had, I feel blessed to do that. And let
me get this straight. Well,
I want to give back in every way I can, in business and in charitable things. I'm always trying to be helpful. Like, why does someone want to bring somebody else down? Let's try to build everybody up. Like, I'd be more excited if I'd be more excited to see one of my friends do something that's 99% less meaningful to me, but it would be really meaningful to them because I want them to do great. I want everyone around me to do great. Mm-hmm. I don't like watching, there's a little bit, and you tell me, you guys correct me if you think I'm wrong. I think there's a little bit of a black culture of like, it's black hate on hate. It's like that black judge that Meek had that hated.
There's a culture of black hate on hate. And remember, he said, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. He looked at a room full of black people and said, correct me if I'm wrong. And they said, continue. Yo, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You guys have to stay woke. And all these crazies and nuts and conspiracy theory talking about this, that, and the third. How come we actually have proof? Have proof of what's going on? Everybody's silent. How come everybody's silent? At the end of the day, and I will just end with saying this. One, hit that subscribe and the like button. But I will just say this at the end of the day. Like, Michael Rubin needs to apologize for this. Meek Mills, Jay-Z, Diddy, well, not Diddy. He ain't going to tell anything to anybody, right? Drake, all these people need to come out and check this man. Because I'm telling them, even for your own sake, no one respects anyone that lets you disrespect their own culture and disrespects their own people. No one does. And even all these things, and I see y'all in the chats. I see some people, you guys, we got to unify. Black men do that. No, they don't. I know plenty of black men. They don't. If these are the black men, you need to find new ones. There's millions of them. They don't. Most people love people that look like their mom. I mean, not like their moms, but you get my point. Look like their moms, their sisters. Most people look in the mirror and they're like, I love it. Most men protect their women. Most people ride out. We are not talking about the average. We are talking about celebrities, entertainers, athletes. And let me tell you something. In a room full, who are they going to pick to sit next to them? The person that lets them be racist and tell off-color jokes, sit in a room being like, correct me if I'm wrong. Most black people are haters and crabs in a barrel. And you got 3 black people that want to be the voice of a nation talk about, talk about it. It's very important, master. Talk about it. Talk about it. This was so embarrassing for the Breakfast Club. This is so humiliating for Meek Mills. This is a disgrace for Jay-Z. Drake, Kendrick already got you the F out of here. I'm saying, and hear me when I say this. I am not saying that everybody that has built a name or career for themselves is a sellout, because that's not true. It is possible to gain fame, fortune, acclaim while not messing with somebody's kid and not being a horrible person and disgracing your culture. It is true. I don't believe in that narrative unless you broke and don't got any dishes and then, now you true. I don't believe in that. Just like when Drake tried to say, you talk about black, the thing that ruined his career, trying to act like you trying to free the slaves and you wiping up a white queen. Drake, Harry Belafonte, Patrick Douglas. Like, do you understand? And Cat Williams said it. In this new era, Malcolm X realized it when he went on his pilgrimage, y'all. He realized it when he went on his pilgrimage. In this new day and age where we fought for so much, the new war is going to be people that look like you, that sound like you, that talk like you, feeding you poison, because the devils have realized, and the devil can be any color, creed, or whatever, has realized that they can't feed you the poison anymore. So they send in the most beautiful angels in the world to feed you poison. We need to stop. Oh, my friend, this, I'm a fan. Stop with this fan culture. Stop with this friendship. So let me tell you something. I ride with people, like my dad always told me, you admire a man's principles. You admire, hold on, y'all. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, this is my closing. It's like my dad always told me, you admire a man's principles. You admire a man's integrity, because people can and will and may disappoint you. But you admire someone's principles because they reflect yours. And when they no longer reflect what your heart tells you is true and what your heart tells you, you stop rolling out with them. This friendship, this fan, this stand, this money, I don't care. I will support principles. And as long as you're on this side of my principles, baby, I'm gonna ride with you till the wheels come off. But the minute you do something, not something stupid like God, no, the minute you do something that morally I find reprehensible, I can no longer rock with you. And I think the world will be a better place if we just start doing like that. Again, Cat Williams told us, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. In this new era, they're going to send people that look, they're going to send people that look just like us to destroy us. And this isn't just with Black people. It is everywhere. It is literally, we now, luckily, as Black people, can start to see class warfare, right? Before that, we really couldn't get into class warfare, but we are now able to see class warfare being waged. Again, start looking at people's checking accounts, because that's probably going to tell you where their loyalties lie. And again, this doesn't like apply
extra hard on him. Okay.
This doesn't apply to everybody. And I don't want to make it, you can be successful, you can be this, and you can still live by your principles. I'm talking about these mofos right here. Really quick, right? I just want to say thank you. Close it out with Paul Harrison. He said, our ancestors will be rolling in their graves, knowing that some of our people volunteered to be slaves for $1 in recognition. Woo! That's right, Paul. Thank you for being real. Thank you, Paul, for being real. But you're right. Again, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And we're going to have to stop idolizing people. That's it. But I will say that Meek and all of them are just, yeah, this is really, really pathetic. Even him, Kendrick, who won from the culture, this mofo, let me just end with this. This mofo literally was bragging about how, yeah, I'm not going to let They Not Like Us be played. Again, you bragging? Listen to this, man.
I have it all the time. With
I want to hear this.
Yeah, so I think it's wrong. I think, like, why do you not want to build everyone up around you? Why do you not want everyone around you to do great? The best way for everyone to do great is to put
it's good vibes, but like when you see stuff online, like Drake was there this year and everybody was like, oh, they weren't allowed to play Not Like Us. Like, does that stuff bother you? And was that even true?
It was true. And look, for me, I'm always, I just don't think, Drake's my friend for a long time. I'm not going to invite him and then have, he's obviously going through, he's going through a little bit of battle right now. I'm not going to have him come there and be in battle mode. I just didn't think it was appropriate. So I just sent a note. I said, hey, let's not play, anyone's music that's feuding with anyone that's there. I mean, look, you got.
But that was a you decision. It wasn't like Drake was like,
no,
don't play
that was a me decision. Gotcha. I just thought it was the appropriate thing. I will tell you, the day before we had a small barbecue for a few hours that was supposed to be 30 people, turned into 200 people, and went for about 10 hours the night before. That was the pregame to the white party. And when they turned the music on, just like in my house, like it was, they put Rap Caviar and Not Like Us.
Okay, anyway, he's bragging that he turned off what the culture's feeling. Let me just say this, right? A lot of Black celebrities that this guy hangs out with, to me, it's my opinion, appear to be self-hating Black people. Listen, and we can't ignore the fact that Jay-Z, Meek, Drake definitely, speaks down on a regular basis to Black people constantly. I'm not shocked until recently. Until recently, right? Michael Rubin's white party, as much as he wants to talk about it, Michael Rubin's white party, which he stole from Diddy, oddly enough, was not even known to have any Black women in it. It was those Black athletes. It's where those Black athletes went. And it was understood that only white women or ambiguous people could be there. Only in the last 2 to 3 parties that Black women celebrities start even being invited or showing up. And the Kardashians bought them. Actually, it was like the last 2. Again, they let this man get way too comfortable. The way he can speak on a whole culture because his celebrity friends, his Black celebrity friends, has this man twisted. Yeah, I would say, what is it, the brains? But he don't even got that excuse. It's not cutthroat business. You got shit twisted. Anyway, y'all, right? The homegirl healer said, excommunicate these sellouts. We need to gatekeep the culture from them too. Exactly. You either represent the culture and hold it up with pride, or you don't get to carry and use the culture as currency. You can't have it both ways. Because again, one person cannot speak negatively on a whole culture, and how embarrassing that is their culture they're doing it about. Just disgusting. But anyway, look at this white party. You'll see. Go through and flip the pictures of the white party. Meanwhile, this dude is trying to be the coolest kid in the class by having, because he knows the value of the Black culture, having all the hater crab in the barrels. But I guess all his closest friends, they different. They just not built like this. Interesting enough, everybody around that, even Drake bought him in. Again, I'm not going to judge. I don't want to downplay everyone. I'm sure some people were just at that party because, but I'm talking about Michael Rubin's closest friends. His closest friends, the baby, Corey, MF, and Gamble. You already know what time they're on. Robert Kraft, listen. It's the sellouts of America. Okay, anyway, y'all, let me get out of here. I'm going to make a few more videos, and then I'm going to go live about Diddy probably in the next hour. Okay, make sure y'all meet me for Diddy. Thank you so much for the gifts. Paul Harrison, thank you for being so generous. The next live is 100% going to be dedicated to you. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. And listen, I swear to God, the Diddy, make sure y'all subscribe on the way out, but I swear to God, this Diddy stuff is a bombshell and you're going to love it. I'm telling you. I promise you. I promise you. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.